All right, what's up, guys? This is Armon, a DB here. Make sure you go check out my website down below for coaching, digital downloads, supplements, consultations, all the good stuff. So this video today is about like research chems, SARMs, peptides. I made a video like 5 years ago. It's probably on my YouTube somewhere. I'm going to be doing more YouTube videos lately since the last year I put a lot into TikTok. I did a lot of videos on TikTok. And since they're probably going away, whether it be soon, which I think everybody thinks they are, or eventually, it's just not a stable place I can post stuff. And I don't want to waste all this time building up something like I did and then it just disappeared with, a lot of hard work. And I'm one of the only ones on TikTok, like bodybuilder wise, that actually has been there, done that, like competing, judging, coaching in the industry, and others really haven't. There's a bunch of like, gym rat people and stuff like that, but there's really no people that's giving the information I do. So with all these research chems, what they are, they're drugs. They're not supplements, but they can still be sold as a research chemical. It has to say like not for human consumption. I get it, because there is some good stuff out there that has been made so you can't sell it as a supplement, and a lot of doctors prescribe some stuff now, and it works and it helps. There's a lot of good peptides, and I don't agree with it, but these companies, and it didn't stop them, they're just doing it now. You didn't know really what you're getting. For example, I had clients, when you prep for a show, one of the most important things is an anti-estrogen. If you're taking all this stuff at the end, if you don't have a good anti-estrogen and your estrogen's up, no matter how hard you diet, whatever, you're going to be soft. You're not going to be in condition. So people were taking all this liquid Remedex, Letrozole. It was like really underdosed and fake. I'm like, where? It's getting closer. I'm trying to figure out why their body isn't changing. I'm like, where did you get your anti-estrogens from? They're like, oh, this chemical site. I'm like, that's not real. Go to the doctor. They go to the doctor. They get prescription of Remedex. Boom. Their body starts tightening up and changing because it's lowering their estrogen. So all these sites, they sell stuff pretty dirt cheap. It usually comes in a liquid, dropper, tastes like garbage. I understand. There are some decent companies out there. Don't get me wrong. There are some decent companies out there, but I would say 95% of them are garbage and not good, okay? So the problem is a lot of kids, they can just buy this online. Maybe their parents don't even know what it is. They think it's supplements because it looks like supplements when you get it. And, they're selling peptides, SARMs, the heart medicine now, T3, everything you can think of. And, people are like promoting stuff like, oh, take, this for your heart and this for your heart like it's a freaking fish oil. If you take statins or blood pressure medicines and you don't need it, it is bad for your health. Certain statins make you feel horrible too, and they can actually damage the heart if you don't need them. And so there's morons out there that are literally telling people to take this junk like it's fish oil. Oh, protect your heart. Make sure you take, there's whatever they're, I forgot which ones they're really pushing. But it's just like, I've been had a guy that was making videos. I told him, dude, you can't tell people to use this for their heart. Like, you just can't go buy it and use it. You need to go to the doctor. You need to get your heart checked out. You need to make sure you actually need it. You just can't blindly take heart medicine. You can't go take T3 not knowing what you're doing. People are taking T3. It burns muscle if you don't know what you're doing. If you take too much, it will, you'll mess up your thyroid permanently and have to stay on it forever. This is stuff they're all selling on research chemical sites, okay? I had a friend, acquaintance, I trained him. He had one of the top peptide companies site. He advertised on every website at the time. This was maybe 5 years ago. When I first met him, he gave me a bunch to try just for free. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. I tried some, they didn't do anything. So he eventually, about 2 years later, he confided in him, like, dude, these aren't real. There's no way any of this stuff's real. And he confided in me. He was making $200,000 a month. He was getting all GHRP. If you know what that is, that's It's like usually the typical, the cheapest peptide out there. It has some factors in raising growth hormone a little. It's not that great. I used to like GHRP6, and there's GHRP2. The GHRP6 used to make you hungry. You would take it in and make you hungry right away. But it was all, I mean, so he was selling like literally like 20 different peptides, supposed to be different things, and it was all the same thing. And when I found that out about him, I was like, I don't trust this guy. He's ripping off all these people. That's not cool. That's not okay. And so he was making $200,000 a month. And what people don't understand about these chemical sites, if there's nothing in there, if there's poison in there, it doesn't matter because they're selling it not for human consumption. And like I said, some stuff you have to, and some stuff is legit out there, and they have to sell it like that, unfortunately, because the FDA doesn't allow you to sell it as a supplement. But most of these places, the stuff's underdosed. The stuff, you don't know what you're really getting. The more expensive stuff out there, like MK and X677, they are putting other stuff in there. There's been companies like when they made prohormones illegal and SARMs, what they did, people had all these leftover bottles. They're like, what do we do with them? Oh, we'll just slap MK labels on them. So they slapped all these MK labels on them and was selling as MK, and people were like, I've talked to so many people. They're like, I took this and I got gyno, I got hair loss, I got ball shrinkage, and I'm like, none of that does that. So whatever you took was not what it said it was, and that's a big problem with all the stuff people's taking. They don't really know what they're taking, and you can have people like, oh, this was third party test. People don't understand third party testing. Okay, there's a company out there that actually third party tests their own stuff. All you have to do, if you want someone to third party test your stuff, you send your product off to a tester. They test it, how much is supposed to be in there, whatever, and they send a report back, and then you post that report on your site and like, look, we're third party tested. All you have to do is send them one good batch, and then all the batches after that you can make super underdosed or fake. That's what people don't understand. And people are like, oh, this website that sells gear too, it's third party. They show the test. I'm like, people are that gullible? That's crazy to me. And so it's really scary when you're taking all this chemical stuff now. I know people that have had liver problems, heart problems, kidney problems. They've had serious side effects. I don't have any clients take SARMs anyways. I'm not a big believer in SARMs. The best coaches in the world for bodybuilding, the best bodybuilders do not take SARMs, okay? Gear works. I'm not saying SARMs don't work. If you maybe never taken gear before and you take SARMs, they could put some muscle on you. The thing is, when people present SARMs as a lot safer than gear, in reality, it's not. I took SARMs before. I stopped competing 7 years ago, retired, okay? Since then, I've just been on doctor stuff. This company wanted to sponsor me, good money. They said all other stuff is good. Really try it. I tried several SARMs, LGD, injectable, oral, a bunch of different stuff. I literally got no muscle gains at all. I got thinning hair, and it made my sex drive plummet, okay? And I'm like, okay, this is garbage. And most peptides, like I said, if you haven't taken gear, it might work, but it's still going to shut your natural production down. So there's no difference between that and steroids. Steroids just have been around forever, and they've been tested, and people know what they do. Compared to all these SARMs, some have been around a while. They just haven't been tested that much in the medical world. So, so be careful with these sites, guys. You don't know what you're getting at all, and so many of them, there's scummy people running it. They don't care about you. All they care about is money. That's all they care about. My product line, I care about people. I made my product line because I was with so many companies that lied to people that said, this works, this works, this works, and I did not want to promote any more companies. I was with some good companies, and I still recommend certain supplements like Species Nutrition. They have staple products that you need. Protein, fish oils, joint repair. I make other stuff, kind of niche stuff like testosterone boosters, growth hormone boosters, EAAs. I have a couple pump products. So go check all that down on my website down below, guys. I hope you guys watch out and be careful what you're buying out there. Don't know what it is. Peace out.